take a look at MSNBC. I want you to see this clip because AOC decided to go on TV there on MSNBC, and while the morning show may be sort of clued in to what's going on, and Joe Scarborough clearly is a survivor, I guess, AOC, on the other hand, she's doubling down. She's absolutely livid about Tulsi Gabbard. Take a listen.
And we haven't even gotten to Tulsi Gabbard potentially having access to national security information. And Russia loves it, loves her.
And I actually think almost more than Matt Gaetz, Tulsi Gabbard's appointment is devastating. And Tulsi Gabbard's nomination, as much as she says that she's an anti-war person, she's not.
Yeah.
She supports very pro-war individuals,
including
abroad.
In Syria.
And let's be very clear, a Tulsi Gabbard nomination is a pro-war nomination globally. Point blank, period.
As is Donald Trump as president of the United States.
I mean, it's really out there. I'm just going to tell you, like, he's definitely not pro-war. I mean, I've had multiple conversations with him, and he's definitely not pro-war. He actually is a big believer in peace through strength, right? You got to be strong in order to ensure that peace. And Tulsi, her entire career is like anything but a warmonger. I mean, look, I'm sorry, but you can go back to the John Boltons of the world, who, by the way, don't like this appointment either, nor do they like Pete Hegseth. And they're way more pro-military fight, engage the military, than Tulsi or Trump. If anything, Trump's like all about the tariffs, he'll use sanctions any day of the week before he actually gets to committing troops because he doesn't want to lose any troops. I can tell you that. I know that. But anyway, this other lady goes on to CNN to talk about how, Pete Hegseth, one of my former colleagues at Fox, who has been the recipient of the Bronze Medal Award in the Army twice, who is a really smart guy who went to 2 Ivy League schools, got his undergrad from Princeton, worked on Wall Street, went back and got a master's in public policy from Harvard Kennedy School, back when, I have to keep saying that, back when that school actually was something, right? And because he works at Fox, apparently that's the be all end all. Anyway, this lady said some really aggressive stuff. If I'm Pete, now I want to sue. Getting back to where we started the show with Donald Trump saying, I'm going to sue you for defamation. I mean, this is bad stuff.
Had the Secretary of Defense nominee, Peter Hegseth, the Fox News commentator as well, because this is someone who, weekend host, important distinction. This is someone who, is known to be a white supremacist, known to be an extremist, whose platform, whose book is basically about his opposition to the advancement of black officers to the top brass. And
a white supremacist? He's an extremist? Because he actually thinks women should not be on the front lines of combat. Well, I guess that would just make him sexist. Or because he doesn't think that you should promote someone in the military just because they're black. Okay, been there, done that. That's getting kind of passé, this whole DEI nonsense. First of all, the Supreme Court voted against it. Harvard University, you can't choose someone that has like nothing on their SAT and nothing in their GPA just because of the color of their skin, right? Because that's not the kind of society we are. You actually have to earn your accomplishments. Boeing, what do you know? Boeing had to get rid of its whole DEI department a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it makes sense given that they've got planes falling out of the sky. Been there, done that. Wall Street actually has realized that. It's one of the reasons actually I created 76 Research, because I was so sick of the diversity, equity, inclusion, and the ESG nonsense going into how you had to think about stocks. I mean, can't we just be simple about this? We want a company that makes a lot of money. We want a company that is extremely profitable. And when you get the profitability and the money making, it makes for a good investment. Now, I'm not saying that companies do crazy things, right? I'm not arguing that by any stretch of the imagination, but I am saying that you can't be so myopic and obsessed with, do we have somebody with purple hair that's a transgender and like born a woman but is gay and thinks she's a man. I mean, like, it starts to get confusing. The BBC knows how confusing it is. They have 200 different genders that you can choose from in the HR department at the BBC. Let's not be the BBC. All right, we've got to actually be normal and respect the fact that we are the United States of America. Our universities need to respect that. And so Pete Hegseth is like, listen, you know, like you get the job because you're good at the job in the military, and we need to be a meritocracy. Just like these networks need to accept that they need to be a meritocracy, that they actually need to put stuff on TV that people want to watch, and they can't have their ratings plummeting over and over again. The View really struggling with this, but inching closer and closer and closer as the panic level reaches here. They somehow thought that putting the New York City mayor on might do the job. Let's watch.
Significant move to the right in New York State. What do you attribute and you actually stated that you think you said the far left agenda is backfiring. What do you attribute the decline in support among Democrats in New York to, and what are Democrats getting wrong?
Well, okay, first I want to go back to your original comment. I was calling for the dismantling of hate in our country. Our Sikhs who are being attacked, LGBTQ members are being attacked, African Americans, Jews. I say let's dismantle the hate. And what you saw in this city, in this election, when you saw a shift and the city becoming, and the state becoming redder, is because we stopped talking about working class people issues. When mom and pops are afraid, I can't pay my college tuition, the rent is too damn high, healthcare is too expensive. We stopped talking to everyday New Yorkers and Americans. When I'm in the street talking to them, they're not asking me, Eric, tell me about fascism. They're talking about finance. They're not talking about Hitler. They're talking about housing. We need to talk to everyday working class people, and we stopped doing that. And those are the issues that they are afraid of. They're afraid of the future of their children.
But the Democratic Party was addressing most of those issues with the infrastructure bill, for example, and keeping Medicare and Social Security safe. Why would they vote for the party that will hurt them? I didn't get that.
Well, you know, part of the business of campaigning is getting your message out and being clear on your message. Even the experts in their party were saying, get back to the message. What are we doing for everyday people in the country? And this is the same thing happened in 2022. When I got elected in 2022, I stated that, listen, we need to be talking about crime in this country. They ignored it. We lost the election. During 2023, I said, we got to deal with this migrant and asylum seeker issue. It was on the top one or two issues in the country. We ignored it. We have to go back and talk to those issues that people are worried about.
Okay, we have to go back and have a commercial. We'll be right back.
It's really weird that they did things like defund the police or spent more money on migrants than they did, say, on homeless vets. I mean, the numbers are staggering, something like $66 billion versus $3 billion. I mean, this is wacky stuff. And it just kept getting out there and out there and out there. I mean, I don't know what to blame. Do we blame the party? Do we blame COVID? Meanwhile, there's still a contingency, please understand, of people out there. I mean, if the party doesn't change, they're going to have problems. AOC, meanwhile, we're just talking about her. AOC has just taken her pronouns off of her Twitter profile. They're gone. She's no longer she, her, whatever. That tells you something, right? It tells you that they're starting to wake up to this reality that they can't be absolutely crazy